guys, it's Stock Curry. Now I don't have much news for you today, but I do have 2 cryptocurrency picks and over a dozen stock picks, including a brand new stock that I found that I think you guys are going to absolutely love. So let's get into it. Now regarding market news, the only thing I have to tell you is that on Wednesday, we are going to get the consumer price index. That is our inflation numbers. So we'll have to see how that kind of affects the market on Wednesday. Now, the one thing I have noticed is that the 10-year treasury yield has been rising, and as that rises, that is going to put downward pressure on high growth stocks. So just keep that in mind. We might see a little bit more struggle for those high growth stocks to actually turn around and rebound. We did see the NASDAQ down on Friday when the S&P and Dow were up. And on the futures, we are seeing the NASDAQ down more than the S&P and Dow again. And so it's just a sign that your high growth stocks, your technology stocks, they're going to continue to suffer as the interest rates rise. Okay. Let's get right into our stock picks. For those of you guys who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. I used to work as an analyst for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks on YouTube. Every day, I spend hours and hours and hours watching YouTube videos, and then I consolidate all of the stock picks from the top YouTubers into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on their stock picks as well as my analysis on their stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock, and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. If you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull is going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. All right, let's get into today's stock picks. And the first thing that we're going to talk about is Bitcoin. BTC has been running up right along with Ethereum over the past few months. BTC mining is much lower than it was a few months ago now that China has banned Bitcoin mining. That has put significant buying pressure on BTC, and combined with a number of new Bitcoin ETFs coming out, BTC looks like it will continue rising higher. And next up is ETH. This is Ethereum. Cryptocurrencies overall continue to rise. ETH was up over $3,100 this past weekend. That's amazing considering it was trading at just $1,700 a few weeks ago. ETH ran up 85% from low to high in less than 3 weeks. It is a little overbought on the daily chart right now, so I would not be surprised to see a slight pullback this week before we get the next run up. I do expect ETH to continue running higher through the end of this year, especially with EIP 3554 being released in December. EIP 3554 will make Ethereum unmineable, which will create further upward price pressure on this crypto. ETH is one of the best performing cryptocurrencies over the past month, and I expect it to continue to be one of the best performing cryptos through the remainder of this year. Next up is AMC. This is AMC Movie Theaters. Keenan Grace pointed out that starting on Friday, a lot of large institutions started buying AMC. Now, we can only speculate as to why so many large institutions suddenly decided to start buying AMC on Friday, but one thing that I can tell you technically is that AMC held the line at the 100-day EMA. Remember I said last week that AMC had a 35% chance of bouncing off of the 100-day EMA and going back up. On Wednesday, it looked like AMC was going to fall below the 100-day EMA and crash down to around $18. But instead, AMC rebounded on Thursday. That is actually a really bullish sign. So I'm not surprised to see so many large institutions bought in on Friday after Thursday's very bullish day. If you look at the hourly chart, you can see the hourly chart is looking very bullish for Monday. The RSI and MACD are both rising, and the MACD is about to form another golden cross. When you combine that with the daily candle above the $32 support level, it looks like all signs point to a green day for AMC on Monday. If AMC can close above $35 on Monday, that will be very bullish, as it will put the candles back above the 10-day EMA. Next up is BTBT. This is Bit Digital, and they're a Bitcoin miner. StockMo said he is looking into buying BTBT, but does not own any yet. BTBT ran up way too fast in my mind. Bitcoin was only up 38% over the past month, but BTBT is up over 200% over the past month. BTBT is overbought and is due for a significant pullback. I would need to see a 50% pullback before I would even consider buying BTBT. In my mind, other crypto miners are far better values than BTBT is. This might actually be a good stock to short this week. Monthly options are available if you want to consider a put option. Next up is DDD. This is 3D Systems. They're a 3D printer manufacturer and healthcare company. 2 months ago, when DDD ran up to over $40 a share, ZipTrader said to wait for a dip before buying in. We now had that dip, and DDD has turned bullish once again. The RSI and MACD are both rising, and DDD is reporting earnings on Monday. If DDD drops after earnings, ZipTrader said that will be a buying opportunity for a long-term hold. If DDD beats earnings and rises, then ZipTrader thinks DDD could rise back up to $40 a share, which might make for another short-term trading opportunity. So basically, ZipTrader said you might want to consider buying DDD no matter what kind of earnings they report, but wait until after earnings are reported before buying in. Next up is DKNG. This is DraftKings. They're an online sports betting company. StockMo listed DKNG as one of the 4 best stocks to buy this week. DKNG remains a good long-term hold stock in my opinion. In the short term, the chart is bullish. The candles closed above all of the EMAs on Friday, and both the RSI and MACD are rising. StockMo thinks DKNG will do well in the short term as fall sports start up again and people start going back to work and start wanting to entertain themselves by gambling on sports again. Next up is GNOG. This is Golden Nugget Online Gaming. StockMo listed GNOG as one of the best stocks to buy this week. GNOG has been very bearish for months, but found support at around $11 and is now starting to rise back up. GNOG appears to have bottomed out. The RSI and MACD are both rising, and the candles are back above the 50-day EMA. The weekly chart looks good, with the MACD rising and about to form a golden cross, but the candle is still below the 10-week EMA, so there is some risk here. Next up is HVBT. This is Hive Blockchain Technologies. This used to be HVBTF when they were an OTC stock. They are now listed on the NASDAQ. This is a Bitcoin and Ethereum miner. StockMo listed HVBT as one of the best penny stocks to buy now. HVBT should continue to rise higher as the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum continue to rise. I do expect a little breather on Bitcoin and Ethereum this week, so you might be able to buy HVBT for a slight discount later this week. HVBT is approaching overbought on the RSI, just like Ethereum is, so it looks like this most recent run-up will top out here soon. I think the best time to buy in would be after a small pullback, but just keep in mind that I do expect the pullback to be small, maybe 10% at most. StockMo did let us know that HVBT is already looking at mining other altcoins once Ethereum becomes unminable in December. Next up is JAZZ. This is Jazz Pharmaceuticals. The traveling trader likes JAZZ as an earnings overreaction recovery play. JAZZ beat earnings on both revenue and earnings per share. JAZZ is now down over 20% from highs. The stock is severely oversold. On top of that, they have an FDA approval coming up this week on August 12th, which could be an upward catalyst for JAZZ. The forward PE ratio is now only 10.41. The average one-year analyst price target is $218, which represents a 45% upside potential from Friday's closing price. For all of those reasons, the traveling trader thinks JAZZ would be a great stock to buy for both a long-term hold and a short-term trade. The traveling trader is considering some August 20th call options on JAZZ. Next up is MARA. This is Marathon Digital Holdings. They're a Bitcoin miner. StockMo listed MARA as one of the best stocks to buy now. ZipTrader also listed MARA as one of the 3 best stocks to buy right now. Bitcoin is up 38% over the past month, but MARA is only up 23% over the past month. MARA has a lot of room to run higher, especially if Bitcoin continues to rise up. ZipTrader also let us know that MARA is purchasing another 30,000 Bitcoin miners, which are scheduled to be shipped into the first half of 2022. That will increase MARA's total number of miners by 30% to 133,000 miners. I agree with ZipTrader and StockMo that this is probably one of the best stocks to buy right now. And earnings are also coming out on Friday, August 13th before the opening bell, so that could be another upward catalyst for MARA. Next up is MGM. This is MGM Resorts International. StockMo listed MGM as one of the 4 best stocks to buy this week. MGM had a nice rebound off of the 200-day EMA last week. The candles are nearly above all of the EMAs. The MACD and RSI are both rising. So now looks like a great time to buy MGM in the short term. Since MGM is more brick and mortar focused rather than online focused, there is risk to MGM if the pandemic results in more shutdowns. So I think MGM is a little riskier in that regard compared to online gambling stocks such as GNOG and DKNG. Next up is MS. This is Morgan Stanley, and they're an investment bank. Chris Zane said to load up on MS and other banking stocks in case inflation ticks higher or the Fed decides to cut back on their bond buying. Inflation numbers come out on Wednesday, and if they are high, that should send banking stocks higher. Now personally, I'm considering trimming my banking stocks quite a bit on Monday and Tuesday. I have personally seen prices of commodities such as gasoline, lumber, and used cars drop in price. I really think inflation is going to be lower than expected, and I think banking stocks will drop a little. MS in particular is already nearly overbought. And the last time MS became overbought, it dropped over 10% in just 2 weeks. So I would not be surprised to see a pullback on banking stocks over the next few weeks. Chris Zane said to load up, but I'm actually going to be selling and taking profits. Next up is MTBC. This is CloudCare, and they're a medical and healthcare IT provider. They provide tech services and support for the medical sector. This is my stock pick for today. Now, you already know that I think healthcare and pharmaceuticals will do well over the next year as inflation increases. People continue to spend money on healthcare regardless of cost, which is why healthcare does well during times of high inflation. People continue to spend money, and as healthcare prices increase, these companies are able to increase their profits. Now, what makes MTBC unique is that they aren't a healthcare company, but rather an IT company. And as healthcare companies increase their profits, they will have more money to spend on technology, which I think will benefit MTBC. MTBC reported earnings last week, and they beat on both revenue and earnings per share. Unlike a lot of stocks, though, MTBC actually rose rather than tanking. The stock price rose to $9.39 before selling off, while still closing up 2.75%. MTBC is showing good momentum over the past week, with the candles now above all of the EMAs, the RSI rising, and the MACD rising. Their revenues continue to grow every quarter at an impressive rate. This company is not quite profitable yet, so this is a high-growth stock where increasing revenues are the focus. The average analyst one-year price target is $13.50, which represents a 50% upside from Friday's closing price. The last analyst rating was 2 months ago, so it'll be interesting to see how analysts change their price targets now that MTBC reported an earnings beat last week. I am encouraged to see that all 5 analysts rated MTBC a buy. I think MTBC would work best as a long-term hold. I would not try to trade this stock short-term. Next up is PENN. This is Penn National Gaming. They're an online and brick-and-mortar gambling company. StockMo listed PENN as one of the best stocks to buy this week. PENN is still trading below the 300-day EMA, and the RSI is choppy. The chart is not nearly as strong as other gambling stocks like DKNG and GNOG. The weekly chart, on the other hand, looks really good, with a beautiful bounce off of the 100-week EMA and the RSI and MACD rising. I think PENN would work best as a long-term hold that you dollar cost average into. I would not play this as a short-term trade. StockMo warned that PENN is like trying to catch a falling knife right now. And next up is XELA. This is XELA. I doubled down Friday morning when the 1-hour RSI dropped down to oversold. The stock then went on to go up 10% from where I bought in. XELA's daily chart is looking very bullish with the candles above all of the EMAs, the RSI rising, and the MACD rising. The MACD is about to form a golden cross, which is also very bullish. The RSI is only at 59, so there is a lot of upside potential before XELA even comes close to overbought. The weekly and monthly charts are also both bullish. XELA is now my largest position, comprising 9% of my portfolio. I want to be clear that I do not think XELA would make a good long-term hold since they are still losing money and their revenues continue to drop each quarter. But I do think XELA makes a great short-term hold for a potential short squeeze and just based upon the short-term technicals regardless. I will probably be selling XELA in the next week or two. ZipTrader also listed XELA as one of the 3 best stocks to buy right now. They have earnings coming out on Tuesday, which could be another upward catalyst for the stock. If you haven't bought in yet, I think there's still time to make money on this play. I will give you a $3.50 buy under price. I would not chase XELA if it rises above $3.50. I don't have a price target on this stock. Instead, I'm looking at the technicals and watching out for either an overbought situation or for the momentum to die down. When I see one of those two things happen, I will sell. By the way, if you're not sure how to read charts and you're not sure how to tell if a stock is overbought or oversold, and you're not sure how to tell when momentum is dying or when stocks have bottomed out and are ready to rebound, then I recommend you take a trading course. And the best trading course I've found for new traders is ZipTrader U. I negotiated a 15% discount off of ZipTrader U for you, and I have instructions on how to get that 15% off discount in the description of this video. Also, if you want to know everything I buy and sell in real time, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter. I post all of my trades within minutes of making the trade on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter at RealScottCurry. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and got a lot out of it. If you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Now, if you're not a US resident or if you're looking to trade OTC penny stocks, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They have highly discounted trading all throughout the world. And both Webull and Interactive Brokers give you access to the full pre-market and after-hours trading from 4 a.m. Eastern Time all the way until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I do have material connections with both Webull and Interactive Brokers, so when you sign up for either one of those, not only are you getting a great broker to trade with, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. So check out both of those in the description of this video. Now, I want to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.